If you learn to ask questions when you read the Bible, you're going to see things you've never seen before. We just saw Jesus cast out a demon, heal a mute man. The Pharisees go, he cast out demons by the prince of demons. Now we have Jesus. He's going throughout all the cities and all the villages, and he's teaching in their synagogues. It's important to know the ancient world of Israel and first century Rome and what it would have looked like for synagogues to exist in cities and such. But nonetheless, he's proclaiming the gospel of the kingdom. And I would just like to know what is the gospel of the kingdom in this context before Jesus actually rises from the dead. What is the good news of this kingdom when he hasn't yet died and resurrected, which is usually what we equate the gospel to, and that's not wrong, but maybe it's incomplete and it's lacking because Jesus is proclaiming this gospel in the synagogues. How would an ancient Jew have understood this good news of a kingdom in their context of synagogue worship, and healing every disease and every affliction? So we don't just have proclamation. Matthew also tells us we have power. Every disease, every affliction. Why is that important to know? Because Jesus' teaching is not without power. When he saw the crowds, he had compassion for them. Why are we immediately told about the compassion Jesus has? Not just his proclamation, not just his teaching, not just his ministry and his power, but his compassion. And how does this compassion bring clarity to what just happened earlier with the mute man receiving his ability to speak again? He had compassion for them because they were harassed. Well, in what way are they harassed? And who are these crowds being harassed by? And they're helpless. Helpless to do what? They're like sheep without a shepherd. Okay, so we at least have a metaphor to explain the kind of helplessness and harassment that Jesus is seeing and has compassion on them about. It's like sheep wandering aimlessly, helplessly, without the guidance, protection, and care of a shepherd. Why is it important to know that this is the image that is in mind for the compassion and the harassment in view here? Is it possible that Jesus, being the great shepherd himself, seeing the lost sheep of Israel, is just broken over their tragic condition? And then he said to his disciples, and you go, why does he speak to the disciples about what he sees and evaluates in the crowds? He says, the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. And it's on us to go, what harvest are we talking about? Who are the laborers? Why are they few? And what does it mean for the harvest to even be plentiful? How does this connect to the crowds who are like sheep without a shepherd? I'll see you guys in the next video where we'll find out.